Everybody, it's been a while, but we're back with more videos. BK with Masada Tactical. And today we're going to start with actually a question that comes up a lot. We did a seminar recently discussing it, but we figured this is information that many can benefit from. So we're going to put it out there. And today we're going to discuss how to set up a gun belt for you. So first thing you got to realize is what is your specific mission and needs. The reality is that this belt is going to be set up for my needs based on my operational experience, what the missions I run, the classes I teach. But yours may be a little different. And the first thing you have to decide is what is a realistic need for you? Are you an operator? Are you doing tactical games type stuff? Are you just a shooter that likes going to the range and plink around? Because each one of those elements will dictate what you need on your belt and, more importantly, what you do not need on the belt. A lot of people carry stuff they do not need that just adds bulk and weight, which is completely unnecessary. So today we're going to discuss my belt setup, and hopefully that gives you some ideas as to what you should be considering to having on your belt. So first things first, we're going to start with the belt itself. I use a Ferro Concept Bison belt. It is a two-belt system, meaning there's an underbelt layer that goes on my pants. That is the female part of the Velcro. And then the belt itself, where all the equipment is attached to, is on an outer belt that can just basically be donned on. I can take it off. The advantage is, as someone that teaches a lot, I can take belts off during break, put it back on. As importantly, I can have multiple belts with different setups, so I don't need to start messing around with the gear on my belt. I can just grab a completely different belt that's already pre-set up for a specific mission and put it on me. So Ferro Concept Bison belt. I'm going to start discussing the belt going from the support side all the way around to my strong side. So the very first thing you're going to see are gloves. I use the pig gloves. I'm a big fan of them because they're just enough to protect my hands when I am grabbing onto something rough, think walls, wires, and so forth, but they do not add so much bulk to where I'm losing too much dexterity. They will work with your cell phone, so with screen touch, you can still use those gloves fairly effectively. Obviously, a glove is always going to impede some sort of dexterity, but as far as operational gloves, these are probably the most common and for a good reason. So pig gloves on my belt, it's the first thing, so I can access them or I can put them away as needed, attached to a basic carabiner on my belt. Next on my belt are my two extra pistol mags, being that this is a gun belt. I carry a pistol on it. I should always have additional magazines for the main reason of if I ever have a malfunction. Noted that I carry about 17 rounds in my magazines, so it's not necessarily the extra rounds, but any kind of malfunction clearing that I need to do, my quickest way to get back in the fight is putting a fresh magazine in. I carry my magazines in an Agilite mag carrier. They come individually, so you can put as many of them as you want. Again, based on your mission. If you do mainly pistol matches, you may want to consider more of those on your belt. I, for an operational standpoint or teaching, never needed more than 3 mags at a given time. So I carry 1 in my pistol and 2 more in Agilite mag carriers on my belt. Next up is probably the most innovative design for a dump pouch that I've seen in a while, where the dump pouch is actually part of the rifle mag carrier. So historically, there would be 2 different accessories on your belt, which obviously just takes more real estate on you. And being that that is a finite space that you have to work with, then combining the 2 made a lot of sense. And I don't understand why nobody thought of it earlier. So kudos to Agilite for coming up with that one. The way these work, once that mag is pulled out, the mag pouch will open up, allowing for a dump pouch now to be accessible for either putting the mag back in when it's empty or partially empty, or any other stuff I want to put in the dump pouch. I can also carry it in this configuration from the get-go, so I have a dump pouch slash a rifle mag carrier all in one location on my belt. Huge fan of this, fairly new on the market, big fan, try it out. Next up is actually the absence of gear. So if you notice, one thing that I am big on is nothing on the back side of my belt. I found myself more times than I would care to admit being on my back, either again during competition, operationally teaching, and the last thing I want is stuff digging into my spine as I'm trying to operate a firearm. So keeping my backside as sleek as possible has always been a priority for me. So I actually don't put anything on my back. I know a lot of people like to have their first aid kits back here. Some people carry a dump pouch back here. And again, if it works for you, great. Realistically speaking, for me, my goal was always to keep this as sleek as possible. And with the inclusion of the rifle mag / dump pouch hybrid, I could actually finally accomplish that. Next up, as I work towards my strong side, I have the Safariland shroud with a few attachments to it, notably the holster and my blade. I'm going to spend a second talking about the blade because I'm partial to it. This is my own design. This one is called the Arctic Fox. It is made by Stroop Knife. It is designed to be a last-ditch weapon. So we have the Desert Fox and different design that is more of a utilitarian tool. This is for fighting, which is why it's carried behind my pistol, and I can access it pretty quick if I need to fight my way. My pistol is not working or has a jam, which I need to address immediately. I can access this. The sheath for the knife can be mounted in various configurations. So it does come with a clip that you can attach horizontally or vertically. I actually took the clip off and attached it directly to the Safariland shroud. So it's always there, it's always fixed, it doesn't move. And again, for me, very importantly, doesn't take any more additional space on my belt, certainly not on my back. Last but not least, I have my holster. This holster is made by ANR. As you guys know from previous videos, and if you don't, go check them out, I'm a huge fan of ANR. Their holsters are just very high quality. They're modular. They'll design them for you, anything from the color to the pistol light optic configuration that you have. So certainly a big fan. I recommend that you check them out. This is made specifically to fit with the fork design that goes on the Safariland shroud. So you do not need to have a new complete setup, although they will sell that as well if you want. I have multiple pistols that I carry, multiple holsters. It's just super convenient for me to take one out, put the next one back in, and we're good to go. So depending on the class I'm teaching or the unit or team I'm working with, I may want to change the holster that I'm carrying. It's typically going to be an ANR one, but for different pistol and light optic configurations. So ANR, sits right there on my Safariland shroud, and that pretty much completes my belt setup. I hope this provided you some basic information of things to consider when setting your own belt. Again, this is my belt based on my needs, but a lot of it would be fairly universal. The brands that I recommended here are because are brands that I believe in, I've been running, using, and I would recommend them to you without thinking twice about it. There's a lot of brands out there. A lot of them are very good. A lot of them are also complete shit. So you do have to do a little bit of your homework and research before you invest, specifically on tools that you may depend your life to. So hopefully this was helpful. Please continue to send us questions. We would love to make these videos more appropriate and applicable to you. Make sure you follow us on our various social media channels. And until next time, watch your six.